All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Welcome to our Inner Circle Live pre-New York session. I'm your host, Ryan Carthage. We'll be joined shortly by my awesome partner, Mr. Benny Allen. Hope everybody's morning is off to, or everybody's day is off to a great start. I apologize for the delay. I had to restart my computer because I couldn't share everything. So, um, but let's go ahead and dive in. We'll hop into the fundamentals. Um, really light overnight, and then we'll dive into the chart. So, if everybody can hear me, okay, drop me a one in the chat, please. Beautiful, thank you, appreciate it. All right, so let's hop over to trading economics real quick, and Germany producer inflation lowest since 2020. Annual producer inflation in Germany slowed to 0.1% in June, the lowest since December 2020 compared to 1% in May, and market estimates of a flat reading. Biggest downward pressure came from energy prices, right? Been hearing that quite a bit, namely electricity. On a monthly basis, producer prices fell 0.3%, right? So we're starting to see a slight turn in the data, right? Some things high, some things low. So starting to shift, okay? So we'll take a look to see what that looked like on the euro side of things, and how that moved some of the charts there. So, whoops, there you go. I apologize. Should be able to see it now, right? Cool deal. So, that was the big news. You had China kept the lending rates unchanged, and yeah, that's pretty much it, right? Over to the calendar. Last night, and Benny talked, kind of surprised us a bit, but this employment change for Australia came in more than double the expectation. So that was surprising. The unemployment rate fell back to 3.5%. So that puts more of a hawkish pressure on the RBA to potentially increase interest rates. Now, there's some other data that will be coming out that will also go into that. But with that gave the Aussie a push, right? So we'll want to continue to monitor those Aussies, but push into the upside there, okay? With that strong data here, right? Came in really, really hot. So we'll watch to see how things continue to transpire. Today, we have unemployment claims for the dollar, Philly Fed manufacturing, and then existing home sales. All right, so a lighter day today, but we'll see what happens at 8:30. Excuse me, with the unemployment claim. So we'll watch there. All right, so that's it really from a fundamental perspective. Are there any questions or anything that you guys saw over early morning that you guys that caught your eye? Nope. All right, cool deal. We'll take a quick look at the dollar, and then we'll start with pairs that you guys want to take a look at. So drop those into the chat for me, and we can take a look at those first. Looking at the dollar, right? We're looking for price to push into this zone, right? To retest this range here. We had a previous support level here and a previous support level here. Looking for price to push into that range, and we got that, right? And then we see sharp turnover, press back down to the downside. So the question is, do we get another leg up, right? Because we came back We came back and we're retesting this zone here, right? So the question is, do we push higher in this range, right? And come in and make our way to the D extension here, or do we break this level and continue moving to the downside? So that's now what we're monitoring, but this dollar did turn over and start making its way back down. Okay. So that's going to be the next step in this process, is what happens here on the retest of this lower time frame resistance here. Okay. So we're stalling at it right now, and we'll see what transpires. Okay. So that's the dollar index. All right. So we'll keep our eyes on that as things move forward. Are there any pairs that you guys have your eyes on that you want me to take a look at? We'll start there. No, nothing. You're Aussie? Yeah, for sure. You're Aussie gold. So that you're Aussie with that data yesterday. Whew, coming back down, right? We thought we were going to be able to break this daily level, right? But we weren't able to close above on the daily time frame, and now we're pressing back down. And we had that data coming out of the Eurozone, right, with Germany. So that kind of gave this more of a catalyst to push to the downside. So we'll watch this one here and see, right? So right now, basically what it is we're trapped in this range, right? Support level at 162.368, resistance level 165.515. Okay, so we want to see now, do we, when we get back to the bottom of this range, does that level hold? Right? Does that level hold, and do we get a bounce back to the upside? Right? So that's the question that I'm asking right now. That's a strong bearish candle here. So interesting to see how the day unfolds, but we're pressing down, right? We're pressing down. So if that level gets broken, then we could be headed here, and that would then invalidate the crown pattern here, right? So we'll watch closely to see what happens at 162. Coming down to our 4, right? We see that a little more closely here. Okay. That push up and then the break back down. I want to see something here. Don't know if this is or not. Nope, it's not. Have to be higher. Okay. Not a pattern there, but pulling back down. So we'll see how far we come. Okay. So that makes it interesting. Okay. Because we just barely missed the 382 here, right? And we haven't gotten to the D extension yet. So if we break this level, we could then be headed to that 382 level off this 4-hour fib, right? So that's also in the back of our mind, something to keep tabs on. Okay, we didn't get that retest and push. We'll take that out. Right, so let's watch it there, coming down to the 1. That's what I was looking for there. That's not accurate though. Take that out. Okay, so there's the move there on the 1. Right, just barely missed the D extension here, and we're coming back down. Right, so monitoring that, what we can do, let's see. This is just a sub fib off the low. Yeah, took that out. So that's what I'm thinking, right? What happens at the support level, right? And do we stay inside the AB boundary here on the 1? You ran a sub fib off this low here. I got taken out though. That A got taken out there. So if you run it then off the high, now you're looking like that. So interesting. Did you miss the lowest point? Did you run it off of this level? Yeah, even that got taken out. Yeah, I'm curious on where you ran it from. 162.36. Hmm. Yeah. Mm-mm. Nope. That's the low point there. I don't know. I don't know. 158. Yeah, so that's this fib here. This is that capital fib there, right? And so these are just sub fib, smaller waves to track that move there. I got you. So that's what we're looking at there. But I'm looking at this. This is a range play here right now. So let's see if we get back to the bottom of the range, uh, and then see if that level holds. Okay. So that's my thoughts there. What are you thinking on this, Reese? I dig it. I dig that for sure, man. For sure. We'll see. We'll see. We'll continue monitoring and see what happens. Benny, good morning, bro.
Ryan, good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, man. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Doing
Good,
pretty good. It's a
good.
great day.
It is. It is. It is. Cool. Anything catch your eye overnight, man?
Just looking for the carry through on that Aussie data. Uh, I mean, and then front page, right? On trading economics, Germany producer inflation lowest since 2020,
2020.
right? So we know Germany is the largest player in the eurozone, the entire bloc. You know, so the PPI coming through low, it kind of plays into the little change in tone of the one ECB member that was talking, saying definitely 25 basis points for the upcoming meeting. But after that, it's going to be data dependent and it's kind of up in the air, which is a change in tone, in
Yeah.
regards to the rhetoric, what the rhetoric has been from the ECB. Now, just like we talked about yesterday, we haven't heard a lot from uh, Lagarde. We haven't heard anything from her
Haven't
yet.
heard anything.
And yeah, she's the head of the ECB. We're just hearing from the members, but that's usually how it goes. So we'll continue to follow the news, in regards to the eurozone.
Yep. Yep. Cool deal. Cool deal. So that's the Euro Aussie and the Eurozone, what it looks like, good people. Um, let's keep rocking. We had gold. Let's take a look. We'll take these out. Yep. So they're on the four. Look at it from a couple different perspectives here. All right. Daily. So here on gold, pull these out for a second. 618 retracement, right? If you're running off the low, boom, daily support, push to the upside. Now we came into a level of daily resistance and we're stalling a bit here, right? So depending on what the dollar does, right? But stalling a bit here at this daily resistance level. Okay, so uh, could break this and continue higher, right? Or if we do get a pullback of sorts, right, we could be looking at a head and shoulders pattern, right? So we'll watch to see what happens. Getting a reaction right now, and we'll see if we're able to break and retest, or if we get a pullback and then a continuation there. Okay, so that's on the daily 618 retracement. As we come down to the 4, those fibs got taken out. Let's see. Yeah. No. Yep, those fibs got taken out all the way up. So we'll come to the top and run them to the downside here. That's a bit off. There we go, right? And so now price came down. We took out the A here, right, on the pushback to the upside. So we flip them one more time, run them off the low. Bang. So now here we sit. Shallow retracement, 118, 127 zone, in line with the daily resistance. Okay. Yep, I'll check it out. Yep. Shallow retracement, 118, 127 zone. Okay, so do we get retracement before we get a continuation? Right? Do we get a retracement before we get a continuation here? That will be the question, right? So sit tight and wait and see, right? If you get confirmation on price turning over here, but you got an 80-20 there on the 4. Okay, so coming down to the 1 now, we'll also run our fibs off the low. Boom. Just missed that 382 level here, right? Didn't quite push into that 118, 127 zone, but reverse at that daily level. So I'd watch this to see if we get a retracement, right? On that 4 hour, we could then take out this A here on the 1. But I'd be looking for a retracement here if we get the confirmations for it, right? But the other side, if then statements, if price breaks this level, right? And then we come back and retest and it holds, look for price continue to the upside. Okay. So looking for a confirmation for a reversal if it's going to come. Okay. But I'd be tracking this off the 4 also in that 80-20. Like that. All right. Questions on gold? All right, you're welcome. What are your thoughts on that, Kiki? What are you looking for there?
I was actually looking for a sell yesterday to on the 1 hour to test the past resistance, but it didn't do that. It went into 190.80 thereabout. So I'm still looking for a sell though.
Gotcha. Yeah, for sure. Right. See if you get price to turnover. See if you get those confirmations there.
Exactly, because it's still in the zone out there. So
Yep. As long as it doesn't hit that D extension, right? So we'll see. We'll see if that daily level is able to hold too, right, and give us some movement to the downside there.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Go. Good work. Good work. Let's see what you got, Reese. We'll pop back to the Euro Aussie real quick. Any other questions on gold? No. All right. I'm gonna pop back to the Euro Aussie real quick, and then we'll go to the Euro NZD. Pull this out. This is my fib on the Euro Aussie coming off this low here. 158. Yeah, I came lower, Reese. I started my fibs down here. That's why they look different. At 143, 164. So that's a larger move there. Make sense? And so you ran yours off this level. You started yours here, 158. So you started yours here. Yeah. Yeah, that's the difference there. That's still off. Gotcha. Okay. Yep. So that's the difference there. So cool deal. Let's go to Euro NZD. Retracements. So we're dancing at this previous daily level, which we're going to change this now. We got resistance there, support down there. So double top action there. Decision, indecision. Let's see if we close with a decision candle. If so, we could be headed back down here. No problem. Got a 382 off that level. So stuck in a range a bit here, right? So let's go to the 4. Yep, to the 4. And I'm going to bring that other resistance level down here. Why didn't that show up there? There we go. All right, so here we are on the 4, right? 618 retracement. Got this double top action here. So we'll watch to see how deep this retracement comes, right? The NZD got a boost off of that Aussie data last night, right? So saw price take back some of that move, right? And it was a strong move to the upside. So we'll see if this was just a retracement, right, induced by the data. So we'll see how deep this retracement comes and see if price then is able to turn over and start making its way back to the upside. But we got to break this daily level here, and then ultimately get into that weekly resistance level at 180. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for here is how deep this retracement comes, right? But it all plays in together with the euro as well and the data that came out there too. Okay, so coming down to the 1. Right, we took that level out. Boom. And this is what we're looking like here. Okay. This is on the 1. We got a 618 retracement, pushed into the 118, 127 zone, came back to that 618 level, and now we're stalling here a bit. So again, right, from a lower time frame perspective, this lower time frame support, does this level hold? All right, does this 618 retracement zone hold? And do we get price to turn over and start pushing back to the upside? Okay, this 1 hour D extension is also in line with that 180 level, which is a D extension on the 4 as well. Okay, so that's what I'm waiting to see. Okay, that's what I'm waiting to see. Still in this on my other account and looking for reversal. We'll see if the tone completely changes on the ECB and we start getting more data that's negative, then we could see this continue to fall. Today's a pretty quiet day, so we'll see what transpires through the rest of the week. But if we take out that A, then obviously we could be headed to in the other direction. Okay, so that's where we sit That's where we sit on this Euro NZD. Questions here. Gotcha, Joy. Cool deal. Let's go. That's going to be interesting to watch. Let's go to excuse me, Aussie NZD. And we're pushing long, right? As expected, right? So we come here to the daily 618 retracement. We got liftoff here. Boom, right? So continue to move to the upside here. We'll see what happens when we get back to this 110.511 level, right? If we're able to break that and head to the D extension. Got a ways to go, but we've been trapped in this range for a while, right? Trapped in this range for a while. So we shall see what happens. Okay, but pushing long right now, coming down to the 4. Here was that 80-20 scenario. Boom. Got an initial push, came right back down to the zone, and then we took off, broke the cloud, and we're continuing long there. Okay. So we'll continue to monitor this one, right? But right now it's long. Right now it's long, right? And got that Aussie support as well. So like I said, 110.511 could be our next target. Actually, hold on. We got a resistance level here that I missed. Right here. So that'll be the first stop, right? Previous support here, resistance here. So let's watch that level first. See if we're able to break that zone. So we'll watch that, and that's right at that A boundary on the 4-hour. So we'll watch that too and see what happens there at that level of resistance. Coming down to the 1, right? 618 retracement, came back, retested that 618 level, and then we got the push, right? So 109 first, and then we'll look at that higher level. Okay, but price headed to the upside. Excuse me, sorry. Price headed to the upside, matching the extension this year, right? Right in line with that daily resistance level and that 4-hour A boundary. So pushing long, right? So we'll see how long we push. Okay.
Brian, can you go back to your 4-hour?
Yeah.
Please. So I often get tricked up with this. So we know, like on the daily, we've gotten a retracement to go to the upside.
Mm-hmm.
And this here is showing that, well, we're likely to push down if you look at the 4-hour. But then when you go to the 1-hour, it's moving to the upside. So would you go off of the daily or would you go off of which time?
So 2 things here. 1, I would tend to go off of the higher time frame.
Mhm.
But the second thing here is we're back and forth because we're also stuck in this range, right? So that back and forth and the lack of alignment on the time frames kind of also gives you the understanding that we're playing in a range, right? We don't have any confluence in one specific direction. So initially, yes, I'm going off of the higher time frame, and that's I think this daily level could be key. On if we stay below that, then we could head down to the bottom of the range, right? Top of the range, bottom of the range. This just being a pullback. But if we break that level, then we could be headed back to the top, right? So I'm going to watch this 109 level first to see if we get something like that. Because there's some work to do here, right? But if we get to this level and we stall, we could see price turn back over and head back down to the downside. Right. So, but the back and forth is because we are in a range. Right. And you see similar action right here. Right. You had a nice push to the downside. Then you came back really to that exact same level. And then you got price to push down to the bottom of the range.
Okay.
Right. And same action here. Top, push down. So let's watch this level to see if we get a reaction back down to the downside. Okay. But you just got to look at the levels are key. Right. And so me missing that level was a big piece. Right. So that could also be key. If we get there, right, that is going to take out that A boundary on the 4. Okay. That will take out that A boundary on the 4 if we hit this daily level here, right? So then we would be flipping this fib to the upside like that. But we could see price also take that fib out also and continue back down to the downside, right? So this one, the levels are key, but also understanding mentally, right, and spatial awareness that you're in a range. So you're going to get the back and forth on the other time frames, right? And so it's really just playing the price action to the levels and then going from there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right.
I was in there. I was like, wow, my.
Yeah.
It gets a little tricky.
And then here too, right? Going to the upside, that 1 hour D extension is in line with that daily resistance level.
Okay.
Right. So we'll watch that as price gets closer to that level to see what happens. If we stay bullish on the Aussie, we could see a break of that level, right? So we'll watch that, and then fundamentals too could also give us some insight. Okay, hope that helped.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. Any other questions on this Aussie NZD? No. All right. Euro dollar. That Euro news. They give us some. It's trying to make its way down. Trying to make its way down. Don't have a swing high on the daily yet, right? But trying to push back down to the downside and give us that retracement that we're looking for. But overall, long, pulling back right now. Coming to the 4, right? Similar story. We got a fresh AB boundary there on the 4 hour. See if we get a pull back to this 109 level. I'm sorry, 110 level. Maybe a little deeper, but we're trying to see if we get this retracement. Okay. So coming to the 1 in our setup here on this 80-20, right? We broke the cloud. We stayed below the cloud. We got a bearish cloud ahead. We came back and retested the cloud. Now we're pushing down. So let's see if there's follow through with that data out of Germany and get this to continue pushing to the downside, at least getting us back to 110. Would love to get to TP1 at 110.314. Right. So we're moving slowly, but we're moving. So let's see what happens here. But trying to break down. So let's see if we get some follow through here in that move down. Okay. But the data supporting us right now. We'll see what happens with the dollar data that's coming out. And see if there's any additional support there. Okay. But we're moving. We are moving. Questions on the zero Aussie? I mean, not euro dollar.
No.
All right. I want to take a look at this CAD Swiss. It wasn't anything else, was it? I missed. No. All right. CAD Swiss posted this one in the Discord. Been patiently waiting on this, but playing the 80-20. We'll see if this gives us the push that we want. This longer move got time, right? But we are in a 118 to 127 zone on the daily time frame. That pushed down to that weekly support level that we're looking at on Tuesday. We got that, and now we're getting a reaction off that level. So this could be a double bottom action that we're looking for. right? If we close bullish here. Okay, so we're pushing back to the upside right now. And then the next level of resistance isn't until here at 68,295. We'll see if we continue to stay bullish here, right? We know the Swissy has been pretty strong. Coming down to the 4, you got your 80-20 scenario, shallow retracement 118 to 127, in line with that retest of that 64,752, and then we got the push, right? So nice bullish candle here. Maybe we get a pullback, maybe not. Let's see if we get some follow through and at least get into that 4-hour 382 here, right? The chart that I posted was on the 1 hour, which we'll get there, right? But you can also track this off the 4 here, right? With your TP1 coming there and your TP2 here. Okay. So that setup on the 4 look a little different. And this one, you can place your stop outside of that D extension, right? Or you can place it below that support level, since that level did hold and confirm as a low there, right? Like that. And then like that. All right, that's here on the 4 hour. Okay. Also understanding that there is potential for this to continue moving higher as well. So monitoring that there was a level of support here, right? Resistance. So we'll watch when we get to that 618 retracement level to see if there's a longer push, longer opportunity to potentially get back to that daily resistance level there. All right. So we'll monitor this one and see. Coming back to the 1. Here's the setup that we posted on the 1, right? And what I was looking for here, I took it out of the 118, 127 zone on that 4 hour, but we got a retest of that weekly support. We didn't get to the D extension. And here on the 1, you got a cloud break and a pullback, right? You guys see that there? Cloud break and a pullback, right? And then you got that push. So look for a continuation. We got bullish cloud ahead, right? So our confirmations on the cloud are all met, right? GK crossover, Kumo twist, cloud break, boom. And then also back here, you got your lagging span that's also broken through the cloud. Okay, so we're long right now, right? So let's monitor and see how it goes, right? But that's the Cash Swiss patiently waiting on it, and it's finally giving us what we've been looking for here. Okay, so we're long there, at least in the short term. Questions on the Cash Swiss? You got a hand raise? No. All right, cool deal. So that is that. Oh, good. All right, cool deal.
Marcos, Brian.
Oh, say it again. You were breaking up, bro.
I said that's a great markup. Let me move around a bit. I don't know what's going on with my signal.
Oh, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
I just realized I had a buy limit
Yep.
and it never activated. So
It didn't activate?
yeah.
Just missed you, huh?
64752. Looked like it came close.
Yeah, it just missed that. Just missed that level. Just missed it with that push down here. Yep. Boom. So maybe we get a pullback on a lower time frame. Let's see. I already got that there. Yeah, so maybe wait on that next fib to form and see if you get a pullback into the zone. Cool deal. So that's where we are on that one. Let's see. I'll look at this Euro Swiss. Euro Swiss and Euro Yen. So we got the news from Germany, and we're sitting at this daily level still. We were here, pushed up, came back to the level, and it's just been slow playing, right? That the news didn't break that level, right? So we're still sitting at this 96,081. I'm curious to see if we're able to break back to the upside or if we continue to the downside, right? We already got a 382 push here. I'm watching this closely to see what happens. Coming down to the 4, right? We got a fresh AB boundary. Weren't able to yet, anyway, push into the 118 and 127 zone. This daily level continues to hold. All right, continues to hold. So I'm curious to see what happens if we're able to break back to the upside there. Coming down to the 1, there's your AB boundary on the 1 as well. Right, not into that 118, 127 zone, but also not able to stay below that daily level. Right, so double bottom action here. See if we're able to get a cloud break and a push to the upside, at least in a retracement coming back to 97,061. We'll see, right? But that's what I'm looking for here. This level hasn't been able to really be broken and hold. So that's why it has my attention a bit, right? So we'll see. We'll see if we get a break of the cloud there. All right. So that's the Euro Swissy. And the Euro Yen. It's trying to give us a pullback. Let's see. All right. So it still didn't fully make our way to that D extension, right? This was a previous weekly level that's gone. The daily and monthly D extension is here, right? Came back into the zone, previous support right here. We're retesting that now. It's some indecision, right? But I'd love to see this continue push up, at least give us a double top here. Coming down to the 4, right? That's that bounce off the trend line. Back into that zone. Right? Back into the zone. So we'll see. It's flat right now, right? See that? Just pushing sideways. I'd love to see at least one more push to the upside before we get a turnover and a press down. Coming down to the 1, right? That was your move off of your 786 retracement here, right? Not at the D extension yet on that 1 hour. Okay. So looking for another push to the upside here. And it's more selfishly, right? I bought this in my other account to the upside. Stop is in profit. Stop is just below the level here. So I'm looking for another push to the upside to get to the D extension and hopefully take out that daily and monthly level as well, so that we can then look for the potential of this longer move to the downside, right? And you'll have a reset on your daily and your monthly and your weekly, right? All 3 of the higher time frame levels, right? This is a new AB boundary that hasn't popped in yet on the weekly, right? And then your monthly is here, right? So if we get a reset on all 3 of those levels, then we can really look for a potential longer move to the downside. So that's what I'm looking for there on that Euro Yen. Okay. Any questions? Any thoughts on that?
Nope.
Joy's still in too. Okay. All right. So we'll continue to monitor that and see how it goes. This pound cat, we looked at it last night. We got back to this daily support level, right? Previous resistance, does it hold as future support? That's the question, right? Strong move to the downside yesterday, last few days, right? We're here. Does this level hold for us, and do we get price then to continue pushing to the upside, right? That's the question I'm asking. Coming to the 4, right? That was a fresh AB boundary. Okay. Support level just shy of that 618 retracement. Okay. So does it hold? Does it hold, and do we get a flip? Right? That's what I'm looking for here. Does it hold, and do we get a flip? Okay. So this level is going to be key. Coming down to the 1. All right. Here, this will be interesting, right? You got your 118 and 127 zone just below that level, but this 118 and 127 zone is in line with that 618 retracement off the 4. Right? That's what I mean. Right? So maybe we get a wick down, don't stay below that daily level, and a push, right? If we're supposed to get to that 118, 127 zone on the 1, right? So maybe a small push down, and then a reversal, right? So we'll see if we get that. We'll see if we get that. I'd love to see it because that'll give me a good entry confirmation for that push to the upside. We just missed that 382 there, right? So that small push down will give me a good entry opportunity and some good confirmation. Yeah, that can definitely be frustrating, and those limit orders miss for sure. So let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens. All right, that's where my eyes are there. I'll watch that one closely as the day goes on. All right, if we get that push, I'll post it in the Discord. Okay. Questions on that pound cat? No. And then the pound yen. Still hovering at this level. Benny showed this crown pattern that I missed. So we could ultimately make our way to the downside. Right? So this is another one that it didn't push into the 118 and 127 zone here on the 4 like I wanted it to, so I didn't take the trade. Turned over, and I missed the crown pattern, so I missed the entry here, which was the 618 retracement on that harmonic fib, almost on the nose, right? So if we break that level, headed down. 175.014 is a weekly support in line with the 50% retracement. So we'll see if we're able to get that to finish out, but it looks good so far. So And here on the one, here was the 80-20 scenario on the 1 hour that did play out. Right? Push into the zone, complete breakdown. Right? So if anybody played that, kudos to you. Well over 300 pips to the downside out of that 118, 127 zone. 400 pips. Beautiful play. Beautiful play. Cool. GU. Down. Moving down, right? We talked about it yesterday. I had an initial move, pushed out of this zone that we're looking for price to come back to, right? Just missed a 382 there, right? But this level, so the 618 retracement on the capital fib, right? This is a larger fib that hasn't popped in, but that's the move. And this is a 618 retracement here. So this one is going to be interesting. What the dollar does and what the pound does. But we're retracing right now. We got previous resistance that we're coming into here, right? We'll see if that holds as future support and see if it turns and pushes back to the upside. Coming to the 4. Here's your 80-20 scenario. Pushed right to that 118 level, daily resistance, and then you got your breakdown, right? Then you got your breakdown. So is that previous resistance level? We'll see what happens when we get there. If we're able to continue pushing to the downside to get to that weekly support. But here on the 1 was your setup. 80-20 move. Beautiful push out of the zone. Strong impulsive move down. Got a little bit of a pullback. Now we're pushing back down to the downside. See if we're able to get to that TP1 level here. So I didn't move this stop down. I'm going to move it down now, though. I got this on both of my accounts. I thought I moved this one. So I'm in profit there, right? If we break that level, we'll close it. But we'll love for it to get to the TP1 level. Like so. Okay, so that's where we're at on that pound dollar. Yep, for sure. That's good management. Good work, Joy. Good management. All right. Beautiful work. Questions on this pound dollar? Questions on anything that we went over today? No? Benny, anything before we wrap it up, bro?
Not much. Great session as always, Ryan. Appreciate you. And I mean, I'm just looking. I'm still waiting to see when New York opens. I want to see what the carry through is going to be for today and through the rest of the week on these Aussie pairs.
Yeah.
That data that came out
Yeah. Sure.
last night. Because when you see numbers like that, you start thinking about what the Reserve Bank of Australia is thinking in regards to further hikes. When employment data like that, I mean the unemployment stayed right around the same, but the jobs was double, double what the forecast was, and and then I was reading also too, looking at some of the mining companies in Australia, like they've I think had a pretty good when you look at the production of iron ore, the production increased. So just continue to pay attention to the to Australia heading into the New York session to see if we get some continued follow through on Aussie strength.
Okay.
So because we know we're watching China as well, their largest trade partner. So just the ebbs and flows in the back and forth with that with the Australian dollar. I wonder if it's going to be way down, because of what's going on in China, or if there's going to be some continued carry through stuff from the data last night. But other than that, that's it.
Got you. All right. Sweet. Well, we'll keep our eyes peeled on and see what happens during the New York session. Good people, we'll be back at it tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Asian session with my awesome partner, Mr. Benny Allen. Until then, make today the best day yet. We'll talk to you later. Peace.
Thank you.
You're welcome.